Hi, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are doing amazing today. We'll get started with a yoga flow in about 2 minutes. I just kind of wanted to facilitate this space, I guess, for you to create the practice that best suits you and benefits you today. So I found that when I practice, it's really helpful for me to kind of notice what energy I am in, what state of energy I am in that day. Maybe you're a little antsy or very focused, or maybe even just a little bit sluggish today. So I feel like those are kind of good areas to at least create a starting place for identifying and becoming aware of your energy and how you approach your practice. Several times I've had a practice where I'm unable to separate myself from maybe negative emotions that I've been carrying for the past however long. And over the weekend, through my yoga training, my 300-hour, we talked about getting into a state behind just your mind's awareness. So getting more into your conscious awareness, being aware that you are aware. So it's helpful to kind of view your thoughts as separate from you, right? We've heard that many times. So kind of separating yourself and being like, my mind feels, my mind is telling me that I'm sluggish today, or my mind is telling me that I'm just like stressed out all over the place. And it kind of helps you separate from that. And so you can kind of, for me, I picture it being in a space, I picture it up here behind my thoughts, so that I'm actually looking out into my thoughts and into my emotions. So I just wanted to share that before we get started with the practice today. It's just gonna be a nice flow, and I hope you feel free to make whatever intention, or maybe you're just like, I just wanna move my body today, like I'm not really into all this, and that's perfect. So wherever you are, I hope that you feel free to make this flow and this practice whatever speaks to you, whatever you need it to be. So thank you all so much for joining. We are going to start on our backs today. Very, very happy to have you all. Let's see. Okay. So if you will meet me on your mat, let's start lying down on our backs and take a couple of deep breaths. So just roll it all the way down. Take a long inhale. And a long exhale. Notice how your body just melted into your mat on your exhale. Maybe place a hand on your belly and one on your heart, and take a couple more deep inhales and exhales. Relaxing through your face. Relaxing through your shoulders. Forgetting about sucking your belly in, letting it fully expand on your inhales, and then fully exhale and sink on your exhales. Notice your eyelids and allow them to soften, maybe even gazing down behind your eyelids with your eyeballs just to rest. Notice a little release in your cheeks. Your forehead smooths. And then as you're ready, bring one knee into the chest, followed by the other. Notice the connection between your low back space and your mat. And then take a second here, gently swaying side to side, slow movements. Again, allowing yourself the space to make this practice whatever you need it to be. When you feel sensations in your body, perhaps just noticing them for what they are. It's very difficult, but I've been enjoying the practice the past couple of days for just noticing what is instead of if I like it or dislike it or putting a judgment on it. As you're ready, pull your knees slightly wide of your ribs and take your hands up towards your big toes, the blade or knife edge of your feet, or maybe your arches. Whatever feels the most accessible or maybe the best for you. Then begin to notice your tailbone and ground it. So press your tailbone gently into your mat. And on your exhale, release through arms and through knees so that you're relaxed and you can feel that big stretch in your groin. Long inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Return to your normal breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe sway gently side to side here. Or maybe slowly begin to straighten one leg and pull the other one in. And whenever you want to switch or alternate. Taking your time at your pace. Then as it feels good to you, release your fingers, bring your knees together. Let's give ourselves a hug, chin tucks up towards the knees. And then exhale, gently release, lowering your head and your shoulders back into your mat. Inhale to straighten through just the thighs, so shins are at a right angle to your thighs, arms out to the side. Inhale and inch your hips over to the right, and then slowly begin to drop your knees to the left, looking over your right shoulder and really thinking about grounding your shoulder blades. Big breath in and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale to pull your knees back up over your hips. Use your hands to center your hips up again on your mat. Tuck your shoulder blades, arms out to the side. Inhale and inch your hips over to the left. And exhale, lower your knees to the right. Then notice your shoulder blade and ground, looking over your arm. Big breath in and out. One more breath. Exhale. And roll through your low back to bring your knees back up over your hips. And let's use our hands to center up on the mat. Gently drop your feet down below your hips. So our feet are at hip width distance. The soles of our feet ground into the mat. Maybe lift your toes. You feel all four corners of your feet. If that's a hard term for you to wrap your mind around because it feels like there are not corners on our heels, then picture your heel just has one point on your foot and then 2 points right below your toes and the ball of your foot. So you might picture a little triangle on the bottom of each of your feet. And that may help you ground through your entire heel and then through both sides of the balls of your feet. Then gently rest your toes. Tuck your shoulder blades down the back and reach your fingertips towards your heels. Press firmly into the pad of your hand and then inhale, lift your hips up nice and high. It doesn't have to be the highest that you can go. And on your exhale, gently lower it down. Now on our next one, inhale for a count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath between. And as you're ready, inhale and count for yourself here for a count of 4 on the way up. Little pause, and And exhale, lower your hips with the same count. Take a breath. And then pull the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to drop to the side. Press the soles of your feet together so there's a connection here. And allow your knees to fall. If you need support here, a pillow under each thigh would be amazing, or if you have blocks, those would work well here too. If you don't have props, or if you're not a huge fan of props, you can just use your hands. Otherwise, if you want more of a stretch, maybe press down. Allow your low back to arch here. And another option is to take opposite hand to opposite elbow, drape forearms up over the head for a passive opening in the hips and opening in the shoulders. Couple of breaths here. Now coming back to our 4 count inhale and exhale. Let's try to notice where it's more difficult for us to stay even. Maybe it's in the inhale, or maybe you're a great inhaler and your exhale is a little harder. Find a pace where you can just gently even out your inhales and exhales. Maybe a count of 4 is too short. Maybe you want to count of 5. Or maybe you want to start with 3. Find a number that works for you right now to find an even inhale and exhale. And while you're breathing, allow that breath to kind of guide you inside and notice the energy that's present. You can think of this energy as your mood, or jitteriness, if you feel lethargic, hyper. And then as you're ready, release your arms, take your hands below your thighs, and press your knees together. Inhale, and let's straighten both legs for legs at the wall, right up over the hips. Flex through your heels, flex your toes towards your face. Find the position where you're straight all the way through the backs of your legs. So it could be that you're right here. That's totally fine. Or it can be that you're right here. Whatever works for you, find a straight leg. Rest your shoulder blades, reach through your heels, let your belly fall gently towards your spine. Staying with the even inhales and exhales here. Just allowing yourself to be calm, or to be aware, to be whatever you need to be right now. One more long inhale at your count, and then exhale. Go ahead and bend the knees, and then we're just going to roll all the way up to a forward fold. So take it nice and slow. If you want to rock and roll along your spine by hugging your knees in, you could totally rock and roll here a couple of times. And just kind of make your way all the way up to your feet. Whatever works for you, or you can just bend and lift, standing up into your forward fold. Kind of shake it out here. Notice any tension in your hamstrings, any tightness or achiness in your hips or low back. Then let's step the toes out slightly wide. Bend the knees generously. Torso drapes over thighs, opposite hand, opposite elbow, and rest your chin into your chest. Big breath in and out. Can you keep your even breath count here? And then find a gentle sway side to side through the back. Maybe nod your head yes, or shake your head no. And drop your hands down and gently roll up through the spine. Toes come back to inner hips distance. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Palms together, exhale, hinge forward, fold forward. As you're ready, step your feet back to a high plank position. Wrists below the shoulders, Grip with your fingertips, shift forward, exhale, bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, zip up through your legs and take baby cobra, lifting just the chest. Exhale and lower down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, even exhale here, lower down. Last one, inhale to lift, flexing the quads, pressing into the tops of the feet. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. Press into your hands and push yourself all the way back to child's pose. Knees are together unless that's uncomfortable. You can always take your knees wide and rest your forehead. Inhale and walk your hands to the right side of your mat or maybe past your mat to get a side stretch. Left hand stretches over the right. Inhale, lift up, walk your hands back to center and then over, maybe past the left edge of your mat. Right hand stacks on top and melt. Inhale, lift up, walk your hands back to center. We're going to keep the chest lifted here as we bring one hand around on top of our hips and then the other. Clasp your hands and gently roll the heads of your shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then pull your fists out and away. Inhale, follow through with your fist. Lift your chest and pull all the way up. Nice big heart open. Big inhale, and then whenever you're ready, exhale and slowly fold it back forward, gently lowering and rounding through shoulders and fists. Rest your forehead. Take a breath here. And then inhale, pull through the fist, roll the shoulders back, lift all the way up again until you finish your inhale. On your exhale, fold it forward. Take a breath here. One more. Inhaling, pull up and away. Lift your chest. Flow as long as your inhale. Pause. Exhale, hinge and fold. Big breath in and out. Inhale, release your fist, walk your hands forward, and inhale, roll forward. Drop your hips down for an upward facing dog. Nice and gentle here. Lift your chest. Exhale. Inhale, reach again, chest through the shoulders. And then exhale, tuck your toes, maybe press back to your knees first, and then make your way into a downward facing dog. Settle in here, pressing into the palm of your hand and then gripping with your fingertips. Shoulder blades travel down the back and your heels press towards the mat. They definitely don't have to touch. Little lift in your tailbone, get right into your hammies. Exhale. Inhale, begin to tiptoe your feet forward to fold. And exhale, hands behind your ankles, hug yourself in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to step your left leg back. Lower your left knee down. Sink into your hips for a moment and then plant your left hand. Inhale, send your right arm high. And then exhale, lower your right hand down. Inhale, tuck your back toes, pivot your way to the inside and take a skandasana here. So pivoting your feet to the front, and then maybe your left foot angled a little bit, totally up to you. Drop your hips to your right heel, support with your hands if you need to, or hands at heart, and then flex your left foot. Sink into your hip here. Get a nice big stretch. Exhale, lower your hands down and pivot to the left, Skandasana, using your hands as you need to, hands at heart. Sink into your right leg. Drop your hands down, inhale, pivot your feet to the back of your space. Hands surround your left foot. Drop your right knee down. Sink into your hips. Inhale, plant your right hand and lift your left for a big twist. Exhale and lower your left hand down. Inhale, hands travel to center, pivot your feet, make your way into Skandasana to the left, hands at heart or on your mat. Inhale, drop your hands, transition to the right leg, hips to heel, hands at heart. On your inhale, plant your hands, pivot back to the front of your space, drop your left knee down. Inhale and hinge back, hips over knees, and flex your front foot, toes back towards your face. Inhale, lift your tailbone slightly, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Couple of breaths here, trying to keep that even breath. Same amount of counts on your inhale as your exhale. And then see if you can just kind of rest here. Inhale as you're ready. Gently bend into your right knee. We're going to take our hands to the center again and move into gate pose. So keeping your left knee bent, this is kind of a funky transition. We're just going to pivot the left knee back, just so it's still cushioned by your mat. Lift it all the way up here. We've got our right foot out to the side. So we're trying to stay grounded in the right foot and grounded in the left knee. So core nice and tight. We're going to take our right hand down the right leg. Inhale to lift your left arm up nice and high. Exhale as you side bend. Think about spinning your left shoulder open so your chest is shining towards the ceiling. Exhale and side bend. Think about even turning your belly button towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Sweep your left arm down to the left side, right next to your left knee, below your shoulder. And then send your right arm up and over, reaching beyond your ear. And then try to lift your right leg. Reach through fingertips and toes. A couple of breaths here. And as you're ready, gently lower your right foot down. Pivot your way to the center of your legs and back to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step it forward to fold. Exhale, tug yourself in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up overhead. Palms together and fold. Plant your hands and step your feet back to a high plank position. Hands ground below the shoulders, shift it forward and flow your way to down dog. Inhale to your upward facing dog and exhale to downward facing dog. Find your down dog position. Settle in so you feel like your body is quiet and still. As you're ready, inhale, tiptoe your feet forward to fold, and exhale, hug yourself. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant your hands, and let's step the right foot back this time. Lower the right knee down. Plant the right hand and inhale the left arm high. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Then tuck your back toes, walk your hands to center, and pivot your feet to take Skandasana to the left, hands at heart. Inhale, and shift to your right side for Skandasana. Exhale. Inhale and pivot your way to the back of your mat. Right hand to the outside, drop your left knee. Inhale, plant your left hand, lift your right arm high. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Inhale, pivot towards the center again. Skandasana to the right. And then drop your hands and shift, moving to your left. Inhale, pivot your way back to the front of your mat and drop your left knee down. Inhale to shift your hips back, front half split stretch, so hips over knee, and flex your front foot. So we're going to think about flexing our toes towards the face and then a little lift in the tailbone. It really gets right into your hamstrings. Exhale and slowly hinge forward. Chest is extended slightly. Think nose towards your toes as you begin this stretch. Take your time and eventually settle in to where you feel you can just rest. Relax your quad. Enjoy your even inhales and exhales. And then as you're ready, lift up through the chest, bend into your left knee, and let's pivot the right foot back behind. Extend the left, grounding through the bottom of the foot with our left leg to the side. Inhale. Same thing that we did on the other side, we'll do on this side. So from gate pose, we're going to let our left hand slide down the left leg. Inhale, lift the right arm up over the ear, opening the right shoulder and chest, spinning your belly button towards the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, nice and even. Exhale. Inhale, send your right hand all the way over and plant your right fingertips below your right shoulder. Send your left arm up and over again, opening your chest. And maybe lifting your left leg up, right at hip height. Inhale. Exhale. One more. On your exhale, gently lower your left foot down. Bring your hands to the center. Begin to pivot and then bend back into your front leg. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and step your back foot forward to fold. Big exhale as you hug yourself in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or maybe hop back to your plank this time. Shift your weight forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog, and reach through your toes. Exhale, open your hip up and really pull through the side glutes, through your pinky toe. Inhale, square your hips up again. And exhale, send your right knee forward, plant your right foot between your hands. Your back heel presses over your toes. Inhale, high crescent lunge, arms by your ears. Exhale. Inhale, begin to straighten your front leg, and then we're just gonna pivot through our feet here. Exhale, turn your heels slightly in, hands at heart, sink into horse or goddess pose. Tuck your tailbone here, as if you're sitting on a bar stool. So you're just sitting straight down. Inhale, and exhale. Begin to straighten through your arms, hands to your knees, hinge forward on your inhale. Exhale and twist to the right, left shoulder to the right knee. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left knee, right shoulder to the left. Inhale, back to center, hands at heart. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach your arms all the way back up. Let's pivot back to the front, but this time we'll take a pyramid stance. Turning your pinkies in towards your midline. Straight front leg, straight back leg. Exhale, hinge forward to halfway. And exhale. Begin to drop your hands maybe to your shin or your thigh, or maybe all the way down to the ground. Lift your tailbone, lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale, hinge, fold. Think about pulling your left hip slightly forward and sending your right hip back. Again, returning to your even inhale and exhale. Almost creating a meditative quality here with the counting of your breath in and out. Inhale, as you're ready, gently lift up halfway for one breath in and out. As you're ready, bend into your right knee, hands travel forward, and then let's just pull the left knee in towards the torso, lift it up, single leg Tadasana. Reach your arms all the way up, inhale. Exhale, lower leg and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step, or maybe hop back to your plank this time. Shift forward onto your toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Exhale. As you're ready, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Reach through your toes. Exhale, open your hips up to the side, and then think about reaching through your pinky toe. Just a little bit further, opening a little wider. Inhale, square up your hips. Exhale, send your left knee forward. Plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, heel over your toes, arms travel up, high crescent lunge, sink into your front thigh. Big breath in. And exhale, gently straighten your front leg. Let's pivot here to the back or the other side of your mat. And our toes point out, heels slightly in. Arms are up. Exhale, hands at heart, sink into goddess or horse pose. Tucking tailbone under. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten your arms on your inhale, hinge forward. And this time take right shoulder to left knee. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, take it all the way back. Reach your arms up high. And then pivot. Back foot and front foot to pyramid pose. So in pyramid pose, our hips are squared to the front, and we only need about 3.5 feet between our legs here. So you might notice there's a little bit of a distance. So rather than your feet sort of being in line like you were on a tightrope, they're a little wider like you're on train tracks. Arms are high, turn your pinkies in, inhale. And then exhale, hinge, lifting the tailbone just to 90 degrees. On your next inhale, lower your arms to either side or to shin or thigh. Inhale, lift up through chest and tailbone. Exhale, begin to fold. Let it be a process. Again, noticing your right hip, pulling it forward, left hip back. Maybe a little flex in your quad if you notice your knee hyperextend, a micro bend if that works for you in your left knee to relieve hyperextension in the knee. Begin to notice your breath. Even inhales, even exhales. And allow yourself to sink into the pose to find a place of rest. Inhale as you're ready. Bend into your left knee. Walk your hands forward slightly. Shift weight into your left leg. Bend your right knee up into your torso. And then dig into your left thigh and glute to stand up, single leg Tadasana. Inhale. Sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale. Lower your right foot as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, big toes and knees together. Sink into your hips. Keep your torso low. And let's take drinking bird. So rolling the head of your shoulders back, extending through your arms. Pinkies turn in. Lift your heels up over your toes. Take a breath. And let's stay here for 2 more breaths. Just noticing, maybe noticing that you're noticing. Gently lower your heels down. Drop your hands and tiptoe your way back to plank, and then lift your hips to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee. Let's take it forward into half pigeon. So, ankle and knee behind the wrists. Sinking here, right knee travels beyond or wider than the right hip. If you find that pigeon is very inaccessible for you, grab a pillow, grab a block, maybe a really thick book or dictionary, and just place it under your right sit bone. That will give you space like this, which will help you stretch properly into the pose. Inhale, lift your chest whenever you are settled. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Maybe lay all the way down, or support on forearms, or support on fingertips. Find your ideal position. Notice your even inhales and exhales. And then inhale. Begin to walk your hands back in towards your shin. Tuck your back toes, press into your hands, and then send your right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your left knee, look forward, and send your left ankle and knee forward behind your wrist. Stretch out through your right leg. Feel free to adjust your front leg, sending your left knee out wide. If you need to pull your heel in towards your body, that's totally fine. Inhale, find your position. And then exhale, walk it forward. Find the place that works best for you. If you used a prop on the other side, be sure to use it on this side. Obviously, feel free to notice differences on each side. Maybe one side needs that prop more than the other side. Take your time. Going for even inhales and even exhales. And on your next breath in, just begin to slowly walk your fingertips towards your shin. Find a place where you can plant your hands. Tuck your back toes, press into your hands, and pull your left foot back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, tiptoe your feet forward about halfway up your mat. Exhale, bend your knees and lower down. Send your feet in front of you towards the top of your mat. And move fleshy parts out of the way. Press your sit bones into your mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Turn your pinkies in. Shoulders are neutral. Toes flex towards the face, and just relax your quads. Inhale. Exhale, begin to hinge and fold forward. Nice, slow process. Hello, hamstrings. Just allow yourself to melt here. Slowly find a place of rest, so you're using your breath, trying to stay even with inhales and exhales, and melting forward here. Perhaps when you notice the stretch in your hamstrings, you can simply identify it and say, my hamstrings feel this way. Just to give yourself a place of observation rather than judgment. It's so easy for our minds to go back into, ouch, like that stretch does not feel good, rather than just, my hamstring is stretching. So enjoy your breath here. Just notice how it feels. On your next inhale, begin to lift your chest and walk your hands back in. As you're ready, send your arms forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and roll slowly down the spine. Relax through your shoulder blades and tuck them down into your back. Let your feet fall to a soft place. Inhale. And then bring your legs together, arms up overhead. Find a full body stretch where you reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips. Enjoy a little arch in your back. And then exhale, relax. Feel free to take any additional stretches here. Maybe you want to take legs up the wall, or maybe you would like to take a back bend or a twist side to side before settling into Shavasana. I hope you feel the freedom to make this into your own practice, right? So take a long inhale whenever you are ready and settle into your mat. Your shoulders relax away from your ears. Your face opens up through the center. Eyelids rest. Chin maybe tucks in just a little bit, and notice the length in the back of your neck. Then notice your breath begin to slow, to begin to get a little more shallow as you soften and ground into your mat. Give yourself plenty of time. And then maybe play with being aware of your body and how it feels, but without saying like, oh, that feels good or that feels bad. Just kind of noticing like, oh, I feel space in my right hamstring, or my shoulder blade is touching my mat. My lower back is not touching my mat. My heels are grounded. Just kind of notice those things, and then begin to think about, oh, I am aware that my mind is thinking these things, and it's kind of a cool way to step away from feeling attached to your thoughts or maybe your emotions. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you all can stay in Shavasana for maybe 10 more minutes. But feel free to just hang as long as it feels good. And I will see you next week. I might have a schedule adjustment or I might not, but I'll make sure to let you guys know. All right, hope you have a really, really nice day. And thanks again for joining me. Bye, see you next time.